ready.
So first, just state your name.
My name's Thomas.
Okay, Thomas, what's your age?
25.
And what do you do for a living?
That's a good question. I went to college, graduated, philosophy and politics and history, double major, and I've worked various jobs. I was an English teacher in Egypt for a little while, and then they started having their own little movement, so I came home. It wasn't safe to be there anymore. And then since being back, I've been working at a bar. At least I was until about a week ago. Lost that job. So between jobs, just working part-time work, trying to pay student loans.
All right. And to live in an urban tent city, or in your case, come down, do you plan on staying here?
I was offered by some people that I've befriended, but I'm not really sure if I'm willing to give up living at home to come down here. And it's not really that organized for me yet. So.
What disturbs you the most about the status quo? Like what in particular is the thing that brought you down here and that bothers you most about the government in Wall Street right now?
The thing that brought me down here was reading various articles on online and watching the news about this movement and hearing commentators make jokes about everyday Americans who are just out here exercising their right, free speech. And when I started to think that they were portraying people down here as mentally ill or homeless or without a right to be here, I wanted to come down and check it out myself. And the system is definitely not perfect. I've traveled, been all around the world, and movements usually start like this, and over time really create some change. When they get their footing, and this movement I think is starting to get its footing.
Cool.
So,
do you think the very same people that people are trying to reach here are listening? And do you think that if they are listening, that they'll change their ways anytime soon?
If I was sitting at home, billionaire, I'd be laughing at these people. Because in the grand scheme of things, the haves are not going to think the have-nots are going to really be able to change anything. But, you got enough people, and I've seen signs that are, out here telling people, to vote and get enough votes, you can start to create a ripple effect and, maybe create some real change. So.
And how long do you think the occupation will last, and how long are you willing to stay?
Well, the last tea out of Boston is, I don't know. I mean, I think the movement has some real possibility, but the thing is that it needs some true leadership. You've got a clash of ideas and a clash of personalities, and unfortunately, until there is a real cohesive unit between all the cities, all the people in these middle nowhere towns in America, and it's not going to challenge the establishment. So, I mean, probably when permits start running up, when the winter comes, it'll be interesting to see if people are still here. But I think the hardcore people are going to persevere and stick it out. So.
Do you think victory is possible in this? Do you think all these problems need to be publicly resolved before people finally walk away?
Well, I think the public is demanding in the open talk and they're demanding change. I think that's what everyone here wants. They want to see change because it's there's too many people, there's too many have-nots who are struggling. Single mothers, kids graduating college, people Suffolk University. I mean, when you graduate, how much are you looking at paying back?
Probably $60,000.
Yeah. Can you think that you're going to be able to get a job down here guaranteed in financial district with your resume, Suffolk University? It's not. I mean, I have a lot of connections in my family and stuff, and it's not even guaranteed to get a job through family connections or friends and family. It's hard, I graduated college and I'm paying back a ridiculous amount of money. I shouldn't have gone to college,
Which college?
Curry College. It's I don't know. I mean, I learned some fun things. I can tap a keg pretty well. I'm totally messing with it. There goes, But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the movement. The thing that bothered me and why I came here today is that the mainstream media is laughing, and they're laughing because they're interviewing the homeless people that are mentally ill who are taking up, residence in these encampments.
Sure.
They're not interviewing the college-educated kid who really doesn't have a place to live because his parents were like, "We paid for your college, not for you to live at home for free forever," and you should find him. He's in here somewhere. But
maybe two.
Yeah, there are good Americans who, did all the right things, who are seeing that the system is broken, isn't going to work for them,
Can we move on to another question?
Yes.
Do you think the size of this area hampers the ability for more people to join the protest?
Totally. Oh yeah. It's if they had if this was taking place over in the Commons, it would. I think you'd find a lot more people.
Well, follow-up question to that, it's like obviously being in front of the Fed, it's meant to be somewhat symbolic. Do you think that another place would have been a little bit better?
Well,
how is it?
I think it's important that they find places to that are symbolic to be seen, but at the same time, like logistics wise, they're not going to be able to have people here indefinitely in this small space. I mean, it's gonna the police will come.
Yeah.
So
who do you like to see come to Occupy Boston? Do you think politicians are on your side?
I think both parties are. I'm an independent, and I think both parties would like to get behind the movement because there's a lot of votes here, but at the same time, there's no one political party that I think owns these people. So.
There are people in the media portraying you as a bunch of overprivileged, spoiled brats wanting everything now without working for it.
Yep.
How do you feel about that depiction?
The other day I was driving home from a job interview, and NPR had this kid. He's 25 years old, didn't go to college, but somehow got a job, owns his own house, and he was on NPR talking about how all the college-educated kids are a bunch of immature crybabies who think that they're entitled to handouts. And I'm not here, because I think all these people think that they're deserved, black credit cards, Ferraris and stuff. I think America is a place where the American dream is you give someone a little and they can go far with it. But in this country right now, people who, they have a little bit of money in their pockets aren't getting a chance to even go, a mile down the street because they keep, up in public transportation. I mean, even the Boston Tea's thinking about upping the fare.
Right.
It costs money to make money, and it's really sad when the mainstream media is portraying all these kids as lazy. I mean, you're at Suffolk University. That's a hard school to go to. I mean, when you're not partying or
not Harvard.
Yeah, it's not Harvard, but it's a lot of debt to incur, and the cost to go to school to better your resume. Is it really worth it in today's economy? Is it really worth it?
We'll see.
We'll see, right?
Can I ask you one more question?
Yes.
What is the movement's biggest hurdle in your opinion? I think you might have touched on it earlier.
I touched on it. I think it's disorder. There's no cohesive leadership. I mean, you've got homeless people who are claiming to be part of the media.
Sorry.
No worries.
What?
I was going to say bring it in a little bit so you could hear them.
Oh.
Is that band going on?
Sorry, one more
It's
time.
kind of a rock party down here. That's actually why I'm really. If Dispatch could get down here, I'd be here 24/7.
Are they together again?
I don't know. It's, but
What's the biggest hurdle?
Yeah. So the biggest hurdle is not having one voice to stand behind. And I'm not saying they need to have a prophet step up and be have all the answers, but they need to have somebody who mainstream media can go to, because you have too many people being interviewed right now who are making this movement a laughingstock. I mean, people who are just I went to college, but I did too many bong hits and I couldn't afford to buy more stuff, so that's why I'm here. The price for pot's going up too much. It's really,
Well, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.